Hey everybody. Wow, I was really surprised with the responses I got yesterday. Terrain Noob put up a really nice response video. He's talking about, free molds. And I think I covered that. I did some checking. I think this is number 650 vids. I mean, I've got a problem. That's obvious. Anyways, back in there, I vaguely remember doing something similar to it, and it doesn't matter because as new people come on, and this is a responsibility I take on myself, but it's also a responsibility for anybody who's got a serious subscriber base that's growing. You need to revisit old material because everybody hasn't seen it, and you may take a different angle on it than somebody else who did. So it's never bad to have multiple people covering the same thing because you get a bunch of different angles. More information, the better chance something will click with you and you can run with it. So yesterday I went over alternative molds and getting outside the box, thinking outside the box. So I'm going to use a slightly different analogy today to get at the same concept. Most people are comfortable with the intellectual concept of jumping from A to B, B to C, C to D. When you tend to lose people, when people tend to question or even not like your materials, typically when you go like from A to F or something or greater. But that's also where you tend to find the most interesting elements. Let's just look at 40K for instance. I can't think of a single example where they took a Gothic format and applied it to space. Actually, I can think of one, and that is what's the book with the sandworms? You guys know what I'm talking about. All the serious sci-fi people know what I'm talking about. But it was a major leap for people to connect those two very different things together. Now, Gothic and space is synonymous with 40K. In fact, they're virtually, can't think of the word, inseparable. So, and that's important. And what I want to do is I want to mix in that concept here. So for 40K, this isn't necessarily unique. This is probably more for people that are coming in from other genres such as historical, or maybe strictly space element, such as say Star Wars. So I want to show how you can mix unrelated molds in ways they were not intended to be used maybe, and get a very dynamic looking piece. So let's check it out. Pardon me guys, this piece right here is a Gothic gun system. And if you look at it, it's got, very obviously Gothic designing down the center line with a pair of big nasty, big barreled guns. I wanted to go with some of the 40K iconography, so the skull is put in there. Okay. It's got some cool looking vents in the back. You can see if there's any additional pressure beyond what's needed, it's vented out the back to adjust for range or whatever. That's entirely up to your conceptual framework. But you can mount that on the top of a wall or something and it'll look really cool. And I think a lot of people will appreciate a design like that. Another element, I shot out to a thrift store. I got a Gothic style or Victorian style vase, and I marked my line and I cut it down. It's got beautiful structure to it. It will dry brush up and look phenomenal, I can guarantee it. Specifically because the cut lines are so deep. The deeper your lines, the better it will dry brush. Okay, so especially you newbies out there, look for deep relief. It'll make your painting so much easier. Now, some other elements that you can add to it. I was thinking about putting this outside of like a cliff face wall. for like a dwarven mountain stronghold, and having the top part here have a deck base on it with like a door going into the mountain, and you can add some interesting things with it. You notice that it's rather flat here. Well, I took one of my naval guns that I've got on my steampunk air battleship. Boom. So now you got big guns sticking outside of big brass towers that they'll be coming out of Dwarven Stronghold. You know, there's all sorts of ways you can go about doing this stuff, guys. So, start making and start looking for more disassociated things and pulling them together, because that's what's going to make your work and you as an artist stand out. Now, are you going to get some flack from it? Sure, you're going to get some flack from it. I get flack all the time. It doesn't stop me doing what I'm doing, because there's enough people out there that get it. The only way that we're going to really expand is by making those bigger leaps. Okay? And that's what's going to make your gaming better. That's what's going to make your terrain better. It's going to make your friends more excited to come over and play. It's going to get them thinking, and maybe they can suck you and get your thought processes moving. So just trying to do an expansion on it. Once again, Terrain Noob, good job. Anybody that's got any helpful hints that they want to share with the community, feel free to post a response video. To date, I can't think of one that I've turned down. They've all been excellent, all well thought out. So, and if you're a person that's in more of a higher subscription rate or a leadership position or whatever you want to call it, encourage your people to do response videos. The more we share, the more we learn. New people bring new perspectives, and they're just as valid as a grizzled veteran. So respect the newbies, help them out, get them involved, and let's just keep this thing rolling. So thank you, love you, talk to you later, bye bye.